Today, I want to talk about just trusting your gut, going with your instincts, listening to the universe and the signs that are coming in. See, we're just made up of a whole bunch of energy, and there's energy all around us. When we're fighting against the energy that's coming to us, the things that we're being pulled to, that's when life gets uncomfortable. That's when you become unhappy. When you have that inner feeling inside of you, you know what you want to do. You know where you want to go. You know where you want to be living. You know the type of life that you want, but you think that you can't. You think that you don't know how to, or that it's too risky. See, we all have a different flow. We all have a flow of where we want to go, what we want to do, what is pulling us. Those are our wants and our needs and those things that we think about that get us excited. When we get into that flow, where we're flowing in the right direction downstream, where everything's working and going easy, that's where we want to be. See, a lot of times we put up this resistance, we put up this fight because we're scared, we're nervous, we're unsure, we don't know if it's the right decision, we're out of our comfort zone. And when you do that, that's where a lot of people end up getting unhappy. That's where you start to get frustrated. That's where you get discouraged because you're fighting against the flow of where you naturally want to go. See, we all have these different wants in us. Like, there's things that I want, and there's things that I've wanted for a long time, and it took me a long time to actually step out and go for it because it was uncomfortable. It's stepping out of the comfort zone. See, when you do what you want to do, what you're called to do, what you have that feeling inside of you when you want to step into that thing, what's going to happen is you're going to have this resistance. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're stepping into a territory that you've never been. You're stepping into an area that you've never walked. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable. But this is where you're meant to go because it's that thing that excites you. It's that thing that you wake up in the morning wanting to do, thinking about, wishing that you were doing. And by not doing that, you're causing a lot more resistance in your body. You're causing a lot more unease, unhappiness, and you're causing this tension in your body. So you naturally want to flow to those things that you want, to those things that you're born to do. See, I believe we are all born to do something. I believe that we all have a purpose. We all have a design, and we naturally gravitate towards that. We naturally want to go towards that. We actually want to feel what that feels like and step into that. And I know from personal experience, it's not easy as it sounds because you have to quit other things. You have to give up other things. You have to step away from other people, from other environments. You have to start making these changes that are going to feel uncomfortable, that are going to feel unnatural at the time. But in reality, they're pulling you to where you're meant to go, to what you're designed to do, to where you're supposed to be serving. So I want you to think about, what is the thing that you're always thinking about every single day? What is that thing that's always on your mind? If you didn't have any fear and you knew that you couldn't fail, what would you do? Ask yourself that question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail and you didn't have any fear? What would that be? What is that thing? Because that is the thing that you're designed to do. That is the thing that's going to get you into the flow of the universe. And once you start flowing, things are going to start coming your way and start making sense, and things are going to start working for you. See, when you're fighting against your flow, things don't work out easily. Things are tough. You're going uphill. It's a challenge. But when you can step into that flow of that thing that you were born to do, that thing that you want to do, things start flowing a lot easier. Things become easy. The right people start coming into your life. The right opportunities start popping up. It's not coincidence. It's because this is where you're meant to go. So when you start doing the thing that you're meant to do, things will start working out for you. They say in the book, The Alchemist, the old king is talking to the little boy, and the little boy is starting to discover his personal legend, what he was created to do. And the king tells him, when you first start, you're going to have beginner's luck or favorable probability. He explains that when you first start something, the universe will conspire with you to make sure that things start to work out when you first start, that beginner's luck, because it wants you to realize what your personal legend is. It wants you to realize what you were supposed to do. And if you start off and it's really tough and everything's going against you, you'll quit before you get there. So like if you have ever tried something, when you first start, everything's kind of flowing. So when I first started my health and fitness coaching business, when I first started, the flow was there. Everything was working out the right way because I quit both my other jobs, and I was taking a chance on myself, and it was a big chance. But if things were really hard and everything was going against me and I kept failing and failing, I might have quit. But the universe conspired with me, like they said in the book. Like the beginner's luck was there. And then I went on my path and things weren't as easy as it was when they first started. And I started to realize that there's going to be a lot more obstacles and tension going forward. But that beginner's luck is the thing that gave me the confidence to keep going. So when you do realize that you do have this thing, you do have this skill set, this passion, this calling that you're supposed to step into, you can't allow the fear to stop you. You can't allow the chatter in your brain, in your mind, to stop you from going forward. You have to just go for it and trust and have faith and belief that this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because you wouldn't have these thoughts all the time. You wouldn't have these recurring thoughts. You wouldn't have these recurring desires if you weren't meant to do it. So just step into it. Believe in yourself. Believe that these thoughts, these ideas are coming up for a reason, because you are meant to do this. You are meant to step into this greatness that you have inside of you, because you know you have these gifts. Everybody knows they have these gifts inside of them. They're a little bit better at doing these things than other people. You have some skills inside of you, some talents inside of you, some gifts that you hold that you know, I'm just a little better than everybody else at this. I just know that this just flows for me. This is just easy for me. This is what I'm meant to do. So find that thing. What is that thing for you? I know you know what it is. And go ahead and just ask yourself, if I couldn't fail and I could do whatever I wanted and I had no fear, what would I do? And if you ask yourself that question, you should be able to figure out what it is that you're meant to do, what it is that you're created to do, the thing that you're going to thrive doing, that you're going to enjoy doing, that you're going to be excited about doing. What is that thing for you? I just want you to trust your gut. Trust that flow. Trust that voice in your head. And give yourself space to listen to it. Step away from the distractions when you can. Give yourself that space to listen to that voice that is guiding you to where you're supposed to go. That desire that you have inside you. That burning desire that's in you that you want to walk towards, that you feel gravitated towards. Allow it to flow. Drop the fears and trust that this voice, this desire is here for a reason, and you're meant to go do it, and you're meant to go achieve it. If you got anything from this, share this with somebody that's struggling with trying something new, if they're struggling with going for it, or they just are unhappy and they feel like what they're doing is not what they're meant to do. Because so many people suffer from this. They have this thing, this job that they do every single day, 8 hours a day. They're showing up, going and doing this job, and it's not what they want to do. It's not what they're created to do. It's not what they feel like they don't get energy from this job. So if you're working a job where you get no energy from it, you feel like you're showing up, clocking in, you want to drive right past it every time you get by it, that's not the job for you. You want to go to a job where you're excited when you wake up. When you walk in there, you bring a different energy. You're happy to be there. The people around you are happy to see you because you're vibrating on that high frequency, because you're doing what you were meant to do. So allow yourself just to listen to the universe, allow that energy to pull you, and go do what you were created to do.